Hey guys, it's Tess, this is Wonder Wealthy, and I am back in Chicago! Oh, it's so good to be home. Was an incredible, priceless experience, but I am so happy to be back in Chicago, in my home, visiting with friends, getting back into a routine, and really finishing this year strong. I have some travel coming up, but just domestically, and I really want to focus on staying grounded in the US, getting into a routine, and being as productive as possible to start 2018 off with a bang. But today, I wanted to address a lot of comments and questions that I get around my experience with homeownership, especially because I'm able to live for free and travel freely while also having a home in the States. Really quick, if you guys are new to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and check out some of my other videos because I have lots of great material on personal finance, personal growth, and travel, and I want you to be educated with the rest of us. Now, I recently created a video about what I don't buy, and it talks about one big thing that is how I do not pay for rent or my mortgage of the home that I live in Chicago. If you want to check out that video, go ahead and click up here. There's a lot of other great things there too. I had some comments on that video, but I also get a lot of questions while I am traveling from people who know I have a home base back in Chicago, asking what I do with my property, whether they know I'm a homeowner or not. They're always wondering, how do you cover your rent or how do you cover your mortgage while you're away? In this video, I'm gonna tell you how I'm able to live for free in the major metropolitan city of Chicago. Now, at the end of the video, I'm going to ask if you guys want to learn the step-by-step process of how to do it. I'm gonna be creating another video potentially, if this is popular enough, how to find property, buy that property, even if you don't have enough money to put down, and kind of the steps that I would recommend you go through in order to live for free or make some income on your property. And finally, really quick, before I get into the details on how I do it, I just wanted to put out there that I don't think homeownership is for everyone. Now, I have figured out ways that homeownership has worked for me because I am willing to live a little bit differently. I'm willing to find people to either live with me and pay me rent, long-term or short-term, or I'm willing to have people coming and going into my home, whether I'm here or not, and pay me a nightly rate to be able to stay in my home and travel and visit the beautiful city of Chicago. Because I'm willing to put up with that risk and the fact that I'm living with other people, I know some people really want to live on their own, I'm also able to make an income and really get significant cash flow out of my home. With that being said, there's a lot of people out there that ask me about buying a home because they think it's gonna be a good investment, or they think that they just have to do that. That's the next step in the American dream, and their parents are encouraging them after they already went to college and got a good job and now need to buy a home. They think that that is where they need to be. I would say if you're buying a home because you think that's just the right thing to do, maybe you should start questioning your motives, because owning a home isn't necessarily always the best investment. You could happily live in the city or the town that you're crushing on by paying rent and then putting all of your excess income into the stock market and make a much better return year over year in the long term than buying a home and paying a 30-year mortgage. Now, this is a whole nother video for another day about the investment return and the value of homeownership versus stock markets and doing other things with your money. But I just wanted to mention that my intention for this video isn't to tell everyone to go out and buy a home, unless you're willing to live a little bit differently and you want to, so that you can create cash flow and be able to significantly live on less for the quality of home you want to live in. With that being said, now we're gonna dive in. How do I do it? How do I live for free in the city of Chicago? And how do I travel while getting my home paid for? Let's go. All right, so here is my deal. I bought my home in the metropolitan city of Chicago about 3 years ago. And when I set out to buy it, I knew that I needed it to be in a great location, close to public transportation, and this was mainly for me, but I also knew that it needed to be 2 bedrooms so I could rent out 1 bedroom and collect rental income on that would then cover my rental payments, aka the mortgage and the taxes and insurance payments that I needed to make every single month. I was able to find a home, put a down payment down, move in, and then have a roommate move in with me and live with me for 2 years, paying me a regular monthly rental income so that I could take that money and apply it to my mortgage payment. I had my mortgage completely covered, plus some additional money to go towards my taxes and insurance, and my living expenses were taken from about $1,100 a month when I was renting a place down to under $400 a month. Living in Chicago on less than $400 a month in the quality of the place that I own is unheard of. But I was able to do that because I was willing to take a little risk, put some of the money that I had saved into real estate, and then live with someone else and be a landlord renting out my spare bedroom. More recently, my roommate has since moved out and I decided to fully furnish my spare bedroom and turn it into a vacation rental and also a fully furnished temporary sublet. This means that I either rent out my spare bedroom for a couple days to people who are traveling to Chicago, or for a couple months to people who are interning or studying or are just moving to Chicago for the short term or even the long term but need some time to get their feet on the ground. Renting it out to vacation renters is a wonderful thing for me. I get to meet a bunch of great people and I'm providing a premium on a nightly rate that regular renters would pay, but for vacationers, it's a significant discount for them compared to the hotels that they're gonna be staying in downtown. Plus they get some really great local flair living in the neighborhood that I do. When I rent out to people who are coming for a couple months, it's a great opportunity for them because then they don't have to lug all of their furniture and move it in when they know they're going to be moving out within a couple months. Being able to put my place up as a fully furnished place allows me to collect a little bit more in rent because I'm providing everything for them. Sometimes even companies that are bringing interns into the city to work for them pay for their housing. So I am able to charge a premium to these companies who are covering someone's living expenses. This has allowed me to rent out my spare bedroom while I'm living in Chicago and live rent-free. It's also allowed me to get my home and my mortgage payment completely covered, but still have a home base to come back to when I am traveling. So recently, as I was spending 2 months in Italy, I rented out my entire place and was able to charge even more money because it's an entire place rented out to a couple, and that not only covered my mortgage payments, but it also gave me a little bit of money on top, and I was able to make income completely passively from renting out my home. So as you can see, I do have to live a little bit differently. I have to put up with the risk that people are gonna be coming and going into my home. I have to interview people to make sure that they're gonna be a good roommate or they're going to be good tenants. And I have to deal with the fact that things might break, but because I'm willing to do that, I get my living expenses almost entirely and sometimes completely paid for with a little bit on top. And I have a home to come back to from my travels that is in great condition. It's of the quality that I really want to live, and it's an amazing, beautiful location within the city of Chicago. So that is how I do it. That is how I live for free in the city of Chicago, and how I'm able to have a home base to come home to, but get those costs completely paid for while I am traveling abroad, and sometimes get additional money to cover my living expenses abroad as well. Now, if you guys have questions about how I do it, or you want me to create an additional video educating on how you can do it, even if you do not have enough money to put 20% down on a home, leave me a comment in the comment box below and make sure you hit the thumbs up button so I know that I need to make that video. I want to help you guys live a life a bit differently that's unbelievable to most of your peers and especially your parents by living life a little bit differently. And if you want to know how I do it step by step, I would love to make a video for you, so let me know below. Before I take off, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you can be notified when I make new videos, which I do on a weekly basis. And if you want additional help and resources, join our Wander Wealthy private Facebook community. Go to wanderwealthy.com/FB to check out my welcome video and get your invite. Until I see you later, I hope you wander wealthy.